Bei den anderen, der ist quasi fertig. Okay. Wir sind wieder live. Okay, we're live again. Ich pack's kurz rein und dann kann das auch. Ja, genau. Okay, we have it live to tape though.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
But we just cut out on YouTube because like the connection bad.
So just leave it for now.
No, we're gonna continue. We're just gonna like re-embrace it.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Just
fine.
let me know when I'm on. Nice.
All right, Greg, you're live.
All right, all right. Sorry, we end up cutting out there. The weather's not that great up here, but we are in the thick of things right now. The first triple twist of the day. We're going to be able to see that on replay afterwards, but that was amazing. So we are just getting the judges ready for the next group of athletes. Julian Flips looks like his next. DD's calling him up. So these athletes are going, and they get to choose if they go now or later because we want to make sure that they're ready. We don't want them to go when they're not prepared mentally, physically. They are now facing the elements here as we are here, obviously, with the live stream. So we want to make sure that they are prepared, safety first.
Exactly. So we are back live now. We cut out for a bit because the external influences are harsh and are making our lives pretty hard.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we're back and we are currently in the two trick event.
Yes.
Do you want to talk us through what's going down right now to all the viewers that are on YouTube and haven't gotten the info yet?
Yep, yep. So for you guys just tuning in, these guys are going down. We have seniors and juniors going right now at the same time. We have four judges. They are being scored right now on the basically the difficult combo that they've been training all year. They get to two chances to try it. As you can see here, we got back and full, backflip. Oh, not quite what he wanted, but he will have another chance here to do it if he chooses to take it. He's taking a minute here. But he will be trying to get the biggest combo he can, and then he will be trying to get a top 10 to go to finals. They will be judged on their difficulty, their creativity, and their execution. The execution is really about the control and showing that they know when it's not going well and they know when to stop or they can stay in the middle. So here you go. He's going for his second attempt here. Back and full. Nice. There you go. That's the height he needs. And it's close. He will still get points there because freestyle is not all about landing everything perfectly. It is about facing the elements as we see here. It is about going off axis and just getting the job done. He will still get a majority of points because he was able to get about three-quarters of the way around, but he won't get all of them because he was trying to go to stomach and be able to connect that to a backflip. But it's still an amazing shot.
All right, that's super interesting. That combination definitely looked super hard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we're nitpicking the few details that are actually trying to separate these seniors. So now we are looking at the junior trampoline. We have one of our juniors on the trampoline. Oh, that was a close one.
Yep. He's gonna try. Yeah, he's got one more chance here. So he's gonna be trying to land that. And if he can get that, then that's gonna be really good points for him. A double twist is not easy. It's like a double backflip. You will be blind for part of the twist. So he's gonna have to magically figure out in his head.
So close.
So close. So close. Nice
All
try.
right.
Nice try. Yes. Again, you can see why we have the nets here because if the net wasn't there, he would have flown right down the mountain, and that we don't want that.
Yeah, safety is one of our number one precautions here. We're trying to keep these athletes as safe as possible, and as we've discussed earlier today, safety is something that these athletes are trying to understand themselves and are also in charge of themselves. Yeah, correct.
Yep. These athletes are they don't have coaches. These athletes are self-taught, as they say. These guys literally train by themselves. Go on YouTube, go on Twitter, go on Facebook, look up tutorials by themselves, study the footage the way you would for an NFL team, and then it's up to them to have to figure it out. As you can see,
Wow.
that was cool. A lot of twists at the end there.
Yeah.
But he is going to be trying to finish that half twist to his stomach and be able to connect it.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can get that extra little bounce. But yeah, you can see these guys, they are going crazy. And over here in the juniors, they are allowed to have a double bounce partner. So that's why there's two people on the trampoline. The double bounce partner, someone actually gives them an extra bounce because when they land on their stomach, they can't gain height. So if they want to do the combo that they're looking to do, they're going to need a little extra help. And in this way, freestyle is actually more of a team sport. It's really interesting to watch.
All right.
Here we
so
go,
we're
attempt number
watching
two.
The seniors Yeah, we're watching the seniors now. He's gaining some extra height.
There it is. Okay, there we go. There we go. He did go for the easier one just to try to make it to finals. But again, you can see he's making split second decisions here just to make sure he can make that top 10 and take hopefully a home a medal. Here we go. The juniors are going now. Double bounce, double. One, two, three. One, two. Didn't get the one. He's trying to go for another triple there. And you can see that they have to get the right timing. If the double bouncer lands too early or too late, he's going to throw him off completely. Either take away his bounce so he doesn't go, he goes half the height, or he's going to bounce him so high he goes right over the net. So this really is a precise game.
All right, so he's actually sent his double bouncer off. What is his strategy now? What is he trying to do?
It looks like he's going to end up going just like we did with our seniors. He's going to go for something a little simpler, a little safer, just to get to the point, just to get to the finals. So let's see what he's got in store. There we go. Double back, triple. Yes, good. Solid landing. Very good, very good. Going to stomach there. He has to open it perfectly. When these guys go to stomach, if they under or over rotate, they are going to definitely be in a lot more risk of trying to land properly. So that definitely is harder. And you can see over here with their seniors, they are now trying to do a triple front flip. He might be trying to land this on his feet. This is what we call a blind landing. It means that he will not be able to see the ground. He just has to magically know in his head by doing repetitions over the years of where he is. Ooh, okay. But it looks like he's now making a split second decision, changing it up. Oh, he's going to call it a day, it looks like. He's not feeling it. But that's
All right.
okay because we don't want these guys to go for something they're just not feeling. It is a mental game. Like anyone who's done a freestyle sport, it isn't about just going for it. It is about knowing the elements, knowing if it's your day, and knowing when to call it a day and make sure that you're ready for the next one.
That you're staying safe, exactly.
Exactly. Yep. Here we go. We got a pike there. Oh, an open. Ooh, twist. He's fighting. It's
He was
close.
fighting. Yeah, he was fighting. All right, so he's got a second chance. So he's breathing. He's taking a minute,
Yep.
and let's see what the juniors have got in store. So for all our viewers, this is the right side of your screen. He's trying to gain some height, and there we go. Almost, almost.
That's okay. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. And he just put one hand down. So he will lose some points, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. So we'll see what happens with the judges. And on the senior champ, they are doing a quick little adjustment there. You can't tell with the cameras, but there is wood underneath the trampolines to level it because we are on top of a mountain. Again, battling the elements here. The trampolines do move, so we want to make sure that everything's good. And now it looks like we're getting our next senior. Moritz Flips is going up. He has been around for a long time. He is definitely going to be throwing down something very cool.
All right. And before we get to Moritz, who is now checking the trampoline, we have our next junior on the right side of our screen. He's taking a minute. He's getting some bounce. He's getting used to the trampoline, and we're excited to see what he's gonna throw down.
He's doing a mental rehearsal right now. He's getting some
Yeah.
props from the community. These guys, yes, they're competing, but the reality is that they're friends. They actually want to see each other compete. And look at that. That is
Yeah, that's
some
props
sportsmanship.
right there.
Yeah,
There
that
we
is
go.
sportsmanship. And that's what this community is about. That's why we fell in love with this community right from the beginning. It wasn't bloodthirsty competition. It's a group of friends that want to show off.
Yeah.
And that's why we love it.
Oh.
Oh, that's a lot of twisting. I hope the judges can count that.
All right. So
Here we
what
go.
are we gonna
Half,
see here?
half there. Double front. Oh, with a full down there. He's
Nice.
very good because he has to now take his body, he's rotating forward, and then what he has to do is now change the axis mid flip to now create a spin. That
Yeah.
is not as easy as these guys are making it look.
Yeah, these guys are making these insane tricks look super simple, and I think that's exactly what the judges want to see. They want to see it look simple. They want to see it with some style. Yeah,
It's
and I
that
think that's
finesse.
super important. Yeah,
Yeah. It's again, if it looks tough, it probably means you should have picked another skill. You
Yeah.
probably weren't ready to compete it. Doesn't mean that you're a terrible athlete. It just means you need some more training. This will
exactly.
take 10, 20 years to get these guys doing this. Look at that.
Yeah.
Easy. Oh, yeah. Pulling up. That was a 1.5 at the end.
Yeah,
That is very
into
good.
stomach and then flip out. That was insane.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
this is probably one of the most. This is definitely going to be a top 10. Would you say?
I for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Here we go with our next junior. We got a backup setting the backup. Oh, he lands it.
He is stoked. He did the classic air punch right there when he put that down. That's insane. These juniors are sending it all the way. That was awesome.
And these guys, that is an incredibly hard 3.5 twist. That is the most twist we've seen all day. There's Olympians that can't even do that.
That's insane. And our juniors are doing it. So these guys are world class. These guys are going to take this sport to a next level. These juniors are the next generation that are really going to push the sport forward.
Yeah, these guys are the future Tony Hawks of skateboarding. These guys are the new guys. This sport has only been around for about 5 years or so. It is a grassroots sports, literally, but these guys are the pioneers. They are literally inventing a new sport in their own image. It's not coming from a coach, not coming from an organization. It is coming from them themselves, and they are running with it. And it's going to be amazing to see where this develops.
All right, and we are now battling some more weather issues. The clouds are slowly coming in, which is not exactly good for the competition or for the athletes because it makes it more difficult to spot. Um,
But that's
yeah,
what it is. When we work with the Snowboard Germany team or Ski Canada or the Wind Tunnel Flyers, they have to battle the elements. So this
exactly,
is part of the competition, is being able to fight through this and knowing what skills to do despite what the weather. Here we go.
exactly.
There's a full. He's not getting the jump he
No.
wants. We got on the juniors. He's getting. Look at that little guy. He's
Whoa!
whoa and hey, there you go. One of our smallest flippers getting a hug from his double bounce partner. That's what it's all about. That sportsmanlike conduct. It's amazing to see
Yeah,
these guys work together.
these guys are one big family. You can really feel how each and every one of them is going to stand in for each other, and it's such a nice community and such a nice vibe.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
Oh, it looks like we have Magdalena coming up. She is a senior flipper. She's one of our girl flippers coming up. We're going to see what she's got in store. She has been actually working with North Trampolines for several years now. They sponsor her and help her out, and they've been on her side forever. So let's see what she's got in store. Ooh, the stomach. Aye, very nice. With the hat.
With the hat.
Doing a little demo. Love it. Very good. Very good.
She's gonna get an extra point for that hat tuck over there.
I think so. I
That was
think
super
so.
creative. Definitely, we've definitely not seen that one yet. So
No, no, and that's the thing, and a lot of these guys, some sports take it so serious that you can see that they get on and they're like, it's like their whole world is about that. But these guys are a community. They want to have fun. They want to bounce around, and they'll have some fun with this stuff like that right in the middle of the competition.
So we just finished with the junior competition. Magdalena also got creativity point for head, but also for creativity in gender. Is the only woman competing here. So yeah.
oh wow,
Going.
yeah, props to Magdalena.
Yeah. All right. Let's finish with the seniors as well.
All right.
Yeah, are you going right into then finals? Yeah, yeah. Can we cut to something and then give them 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then go?
Are they all done?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So this was the preliminary round for our two trick competition. We've seen all the athletes throw down heater tricks, and we're super excited to see the top 10 finalists in the final now. We're going to give them a 5 minute, 10 minute breather so they can collect themselves and prepare themselves for the finals because these nerves are going to definitely dictate the way they perform during the final. So we're going to give our athletes 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll be back in a short notice.
Sind die Seniors nicht noch dran? Die Seniors springen doch. Yeah. The seniors are still going.
All right.
All right, well, it looks like we have someone coming back, and we are almost done. I think he might have been in the bathroom. We don't know what was going on, but he's coming in. He wants to make sure he's in, and these guys have been training so hard that we don't want to cut him out. He will be our final competitor, I'm pretty sure. But it's always a new thing with this freestyle community.
And as a final competitor, he had the chance to look at what the others were showing. So he can actually do strategic tricks to see, okay, this trick will put me in the top 10. Maybe not too risky, but a safe one for me. So we'll see if he goes all in or goes strategic. So, Greg, what would your attempt be?
I think the smartest thing would be to get that point that's going to get you into finals right now. He's been able to see what's going on, so he knows what he can do. He will not potentially have to go 110 before the finals because that's when these guys really are going to. He's got one more try at it. He's going to be doing some twisting, but he didn't quite get the power he wanted there. So I think we're going to see a little bit more power from the second attempt, but then we're going to see if he can pull it out.
Okay, he's gaining height now. We're curious what he will show us. And he is already over the safety net. And There he
Oh, he
goes.
got it. Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
yes.
So that was close one. Was that landed or not?
That was not landed for sure, but in this freestyle community, because they're on garden trampolines, that still does count for these guys. As long as he gets over and doesn't hurt his head or gets injured in any way, that is definitely full points. They would get more points if he was able to land it, of course, but in this community, that still counts.
Okay, and you've seen all the senior athletes. Do you think that may be enough for top 10?
I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I'm glad I'm not judging. That's for sure. So,
And
oh, we got a couple more. It looks like coming out of the woodworks. So let's see what's going on.
yeah, being a judge is really really tough, and that's why they are two. So they can discuss, they can speak about what the athletes were showing, what the difficulty was, how clean it was, and how did they like it. And because there are two, they may have two different opinions, but they always get on the same page. So what is important here is that it's a fair result. We have a subjective scoring, so everyone has their own opinion and their own style, and that's what being valued here in freestyle trampolining. And those two, they are pros and they are judging, and they are now focusing on the trampolinist.
Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. So that is first time we've seen a double side flip.
I can hold it.
So he's now going for the full, and then he's going to be connecting it with by kicking his feet. So if you watch closely when he goes again, when he lands on his back, he actually drops his heels down, and that actually gives him rotation. Traditionally, people will do rotation by throwing their back like this, but he actually hits his heels down, and that's what gives him the rotation. And it looks like he got the rotation he needed right there.
And that was a landing, wasn't it? So he landed flat on his back, and this is one of the positions you can land in. So you can either land on your butt, on your back, on your stomach, or on your feet. Obviously, are there any more? Or
Believe it or not, they can actually land on their hands doing a handstand. It's called a tramp cast, and it's kind of like what they call it a castaway because they bounce off their hands, but they kick their feet in such a way that it actually makes them do a backflip. We're gonna see if we see any of those this weekend.
I think we haven't yet,
Not yet.
but Castaway, it's a free running trick, isn't it?
It
So
is. It
there it originated. So we see the influences that all these trampolinists have. So they are doing not only freestyle trampolining, they are most likely doing some free running, some parkour, some others do. I don't know. They go into the they jump in the water,
Yep, they do
splash
Yep.
splash diving, and some even do. How is it called when you do Arschbomben?
Cannonballs.
When cannonballs in the water? So splash diving, but with as much splash as possible.
Yeah, it's they call it some call it X diving, all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. So that everyone's one thing you understand about this freestyle community is there's so many different micro disciplines within it. There's tricking, and then there's parkour, and then there's parkour can also be free running, which is a slightly different version of parkour. And then there's lots of different types of diving. Red Bull does the famous high diving from 26 meters, and that's a little bit different than splash diving and all these different things. So all these guys are a little bit of combination of everything. So they are taking all these different influences, coming together, but bringing it together onto the trampoline and using, like you said, those influences to come up with their own unique style.
Yeah, and it's like a good meal. The ingredients are different, but the meal tastes good anyway, and that's where you can see the individual style of the athletes.
You're making me hungry just thinking about it.
Not metaphor though.
And we just had lunch, but seeing these guys rip and throw themselves into the air, yeah,
It's
that
insane.
makes
I love
hungry.
it. I could watch this all day long because you never know what you're gonna get. When I watch the traditional guys, it is so clean and beautiful for its own aesthetic purposes. But here's a whole different thing. Here is what's gonna happen, how's it gonna end, and are they going to make it? And it's always that question, and that's what keeps everyone on the edge of their seats.
It's a different dimension, so it's another dimension in a way. So with the traditional trampolinists, you just know what you don't know what they are doing, but you definitely know how they will do it. And here you don't know what they will do, and you don't even know how they will do it. Maybe put in another grab that nobody has seen before.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So these guys are literally making it up as they go. And you can see here again, we have another double bounce partner with our senior, and he has to work with it. So they are coordinating here. And you can see they didn't quite get the bounce he was looking for. So the double bounce partner is actually going to have to try to figure out if he's going to time it a little bit better. And because now we are starting to get a bit of a drizzle here, they are going to have to actually time it a little bit differently than when the bed is dry. This, again, they're fighting the elements all day, every day.
Since it's an individual timing thing, um, do flippers have their favorite bounce partner?
Yes, they do. Oh, very nice, very nice. That was amazing. And yes, to answer your question, they do have a partner that they know. They pick them strategically based on them knowing each other. They train together. They're the certain size, weight, height, certain power level, certain age. All these different things come together when they have to pick their partner. It is more like a synchro routine, like you'd see in traditional, but on one trampoline.
That's very interesting and speaks legends over the friendship between those guys. And I believe both are competing, aren't they?
Yes, they are. So that you'll see many times that one will go and then they'll rest and then they'll switch because double bouncing is not easy. You cannot double bounce someone, your legs will be dead, and then all of a sudden you got to go. You won't be able to do it. So they'll take a rest, but then they'll switch, and now it's the other person's turn. So it is a combined group effort to get this done, and that's what you're seeing. It's a teamwork.
And that's how sport progresses.
It is, it is, and then what you'll see as well is you can maybe not see because of the where the cameras are, but they'll have people that are known to come and get the right angles for them because then they post this stuff online and then they communicate it to the whole community. So there's a double bouncer, there's a camera guy. Sometimes they'll have a mat thrower for the bigger tricks, which we'll probably see more in the finals here. And so it's sometimes a four-man group just trying to get down. Oh, that was a blind landing, by the way. That is tough, and you can see he was not really ready. He was able to land it because he was strong and he's a beast, but he wasn't able to get that reaction time to be able to continue the combination.
Yeah, you just have to guess and know where you are. And that's something all action fun sports have in common, kind of. So either you are free skiing, snowboarding, wakeboarding, free running. In nearly every sport, doing trampolining brings you a benefit, isn't it?
Yes.
And Greg, you train also the snowboard teams, free ski teams. And what do you think? How would they do on a competition like that?
You know, it's going to be interesting because every different sport we worked with, they all have their own sort of niche. They have what they are used to doing because their sport is in such a way. So if you were to get a bunch of snowboarders on here, you would see completely different grabs, completely different tricks, different ways to do it, different styles. But these guys have their own sort of method to their madness, you could say. So it is a very individual, but yet it's still linear in some respects because they have their go-tos, and that's what you're seeing here.
Do you know how many guys we still have in the seniors division?
Just keep going.
And we are currently waiting for the next competitor. And we have another girl, so this is awesome. As a really young sport, it's very important that we have both boys and girls, and the gentlemen and the ladies for the older kids, that both succeed in the sport, and from that both parties benefit. So how do you see the development of girls in freestyle trampolining in the last 1 to 2 years?
Well, when we first started, the first competition had no girls in it. No one even thought about it. It was not really on their radar. But what we've seen now steadily over the last couple of years is more and more girls getting into it. They are a lot more like the boys where they just want to go for it. They don't consider themselves, oh, I'm a girl, I have to be different. They see themselves as going head to head with these guys, and that is amazing.
And she is using a double bouncer as well, throwing here the double backy
Yeah, here we go. Ooh.
and a big combination.
Close. Ah, that was so close. So we call that necking. That is when they don't quite make it. They're landing in a small ball, which looks like they're landing on their head, but what they're actually doing is getting their shoulders up, and the shoulders are able to contract up to their ears to actually protect their neck. This is actually a skill that they have learned that a lot of people don't realize, and it's definitely very interesting to see because she can pull that out like a reflex.
Yeah, definitely a very important skill. And you spoke about safety a lot. And learning to fall is one of the major skills. every fun sport, and especially in freestyle trampolining, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to know how to not make it because a lot of people think that these guys are just going randomly, but a lot of people don't understand that these guys they're training every aspect of it, and that was a very well done combo there from our girl flippers.
Absolutely. And with their double bounce partner, they got a really, really nice combination. All right. So I think where are we at? Are the seniors done, or are we still underway? Yeah. So Felix is going to go to our senior coaches, judges, and we will be seeing if we have more athletes in the preliminary round. All right, and Felix is back with our info.
Yeah, the judges are stoked because we have about 14 more competitors in the seniors division, so we can solely focus on this trampoline and see what action comes next.
All right, we're excited to see. We're excited to see our next competitor. Yep. All right. We are excited to see our the next round of our competitors.
Yeah, here we go. He's getting all ready. He's just going through it. You can see he's doing mental prep. So what these guys are doing right now, he's literally rehearsing in his mind what he wants to do. This is something where you can't just try it and then say, okay, now I'm ready, judges. He has to go when he goes, and he's got two chances. So he is doing as much mental prep as he can to make sure that when he does go for it, it counts. So here we go. He's getting the height. Oh, half half, very nice. Good double twist. Oh, he's trying to build up that twist. Very close, very good. And you can see he brings his hands out, and that's going to stop his fall a little bit. Personally, from a safety perspective, I like to have the arms in, and that's one of these things that the guys do learn. But when you're in the middle of it, they're just committed to that landing. So it's definitely a very interesting ending here.
All right, so he's taking a minute. He's taking a quick breather. He gets a second attempt, and now the pressure's on. So we see how these athletes cope with the pressure, and we'll see how he goes. Getting the height. All right, then that's a half half.
Yep.
He's
There
got a
we
double
go.
twisting, and there's the triple twist, and he puts it down, and that's it. And he's stoked. The air punches are thrown. He's stoked on that combo. Greg, what's your opinion on that one?
I loved it. I loved it. And I love to see these guys where they don't quite get the first one, but they fight through and then they stomp the last one. And you can see that the crowd just went crazy. They love it. They're on his side. This isn't, oh, he's competing against me. I hope he doesn't make it. Like some sports, they want him to succeed as much as he does. And that's what I love.
Absolutely, Felix. What's your reaction onto that? What are your
I'm
thoughts?
I'm speechless. So he threw in a double, he threw in a double twist and a triple twist, and I think the crowd cheered so loud that you heard them on the microphone, and that says anything that there is to say. So all his friends and his fellow
Supporters.
competitors,
Yeah.
they are cheering for him. So that
That's
was
it. That's
amazing.
exactly what Greg said here. These are competitors, but they're also family and friends. So these guys are cheering each other on, and it's such a positive vibe here.
And that's the
Absolutely.
thing. I come from the traditional side of the sport, and it was a lot more serious. Yes, they were still friends. I was friends with all the guys on Team Canada and everything like that, but it wasn't the same. Here, they really want you to do well, and they are the friends first, competitors second. And it's not that they're even competing; it's more of showing off. They've been training for the last couple of years during COVID, and they've been coming up with brand new skills as you're seeing here. And this is the first time they've been able to throw it down. So everyone's rooting for them. It's amazing to
That's
watch.
awesome. That's awesome. All right, so we've got our next competitor on here. Um,
And what we see him do, he's kind of warming up a bit, getting a feeling for the trampoline because he had a small pause in there. So he just told his friends, ah, I'm a little bit cold. So he got used to the trampoline, to being safe, to feel good, and to throw his tricks now.
all right, so we're excited what he's gonna throw down. So that was
Double back to full stomach. Ooh, it does two in a row there.
and
And muscles through,
oh,
muscles
that,
through.
that one's good.
That was it. Yeah,
that was
that's a
very nice.
muscle through. You can tell that he has to muscle those through because those trampolines don't bounce themselves.
Absolutely. So he has to send it, and we talked earlier that getting speed out of a stomach jump is pretty hard, or getting height, especially on these trampolines. Yeah.
And without a double bounce partner, he is alone up there. He is muscling through every degree of rotation there.
All
It's
right.
amazing.
All right, so he's taking a second chance. So he's not all satisfied with his go. So he's on his second attempt.
No, and these guys they're hungry for it. So and he knows what he can land that a little cleaner. So he's going to be trying to get that extra little bit of degrees of rotation just to make sure that he puts it down here.
All right.
Here we go.
So
Again, that height. Yeah,
over
full. Yep.
the
Boom.
stomach and the stomach
Uh,
and
Not what I was looking for, but and that's why we love this community because that definitely wasn't what he was looking for, but everyone loved it. He had fun, and that to me is the difference between some of the traditional sports where even when it's not going the way you want it, these guys are having a blast.
exactly. And the athletes are fist bumping the coaches because the judges because they're having a blast as well. They're loving
Exactly.
every second of it.
And we just saw the full body version of the air punch. He just threw another flip in there.
Yeah, that was a flip punch.
Well, they actually call that a nodi. So when you land on your stomach, it's called a Cody to do a backflip. When your hands are down here and you don't even protect your chin or your neck or anything, that's full commitment, like you said, and a body punch, and then they landing like that, and they're able to still get rotation. That's
That's
actually a designated skill in
that's
this community.
insane. A nodi. We need to remember that.
Definitely. I like to see that in the wakeboarding world.
Yeah.
But in wakeboarding, we don't to land on the stomach.
No.
No, but
Unless you catch a frontside edge, then you do land
yeah,
on your
but
stomach.
if you fall, you can hold onto the handle, and that's then called tumbling. So you can hold onto the handle, being pulled on the stomach, then turn on your back, and then stand up from there and ride again. Especially the Israeli wakeboard team has perfected that.
All
In the-
right. And coming back to our senior, he's gaining some height. So we've got our double backflip to back.
Full down there. Oh, he's trying to get the double. He did get the double twist around. Not
Yeah.
I think he was trying to get a Cody out of there, a backflip out of there, but he just wasn't high enough.
Yeah.
So he ended up taking the smart decision, the safer decision, and just getting to his feet, taking the score.
Yeah, and then moving
to-
on. Yeah,
it's-
that definitely was a skill that has the potential to get him to finals. So I think that was a really smart decision.
Yep, exactly. And this again, it's a bit of strategy. Like you don't need to go crazy all the time. You need to be able to build it up. Even when Tony Hawks and the BMX guys and R Willie and all these kind of freestyle guys, they will do their prelims smart. They don't just go 100% because your body just doesn't last if you do that every single time.
And that's actually where you see how good those athletes really are. Those are split second decisions where you change your plan you have had before and then do a different trick because it suits it better, because you landed in a certain way that you can do that trick better. And those are really split second decisions. And you can only do that when you're comfortable, when you're really, really good and you know what you're doing.
Exactly, and it is these split-second decisions that are gonna dictate who's gonna come out on top when we are going into finals.
It's a lot more subconscious than people realize. A lot of people think that you kind of look at the skill, try to do it, and go. Oh, oh, he makes it over very
That was
really.
pretty nice. Yeah.
That was very nice. But the reality is that these skills have been built up repetition, repetition, repetition in the hindbrain. It's coming from the spinal cord really. That's where the split decisions are being made, not from the cortex at the front of the brain. This isn't conscious thought. This is repetition and just having it intuitive in your brain from years of training.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch. And one cool thing, they've done a lot of studies on this, and having a kinesiology background myself, we know that what the science says is that these guys are making decisions faster than what we can see. We see at one speed, but they're thinking at a whole nother speed, and that's why for them it actually seems to be going in slow motion.
All right, and Frank Flips is now coming in on our senior trampoline, and he was actually one of the finalists in the game of tramp.
Yes.
So he actually beat his competitors in the first preliminary round of game of tramp. So we're excited to see what combo he's gonna throw down.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
his hair is signature.
Oh yeah.
We
for
can
sure.
definitely recognize him.
Oh yeah, for sure. And a lot of these guys have signature, either signature tags, signature outfits, signature hairdos, signature socks.
Or if
everything.
your name is Greg, you have signature hair and a signature hat. So
Yeah,
and a signature Hawaii shirt.
I got this from Nitro Circus. When we did the Nitro Circus tour, they put this on us, and then we went to dance on the stage at the start of every show. And then I took this to California for the first GT games, and it just sort of stuck, and it just became the thing. So
Yeah.
that's what freestyle is. It's about running with it.
Exactly. All right, and we're watching Frank now.
There we go.
So that
slow
was
down. Oh, he got a backflip to gain height. He's going to gain height. Oh, Full, full. Oh,
Oh.
wow. So that there was the first Miller we've seen. Miller is a double back with a triple twist. That is tough. It was originated by Wayne Miller, who actually came to the GT Games US last weekend in Texas. So Wayne would love this. So let's see if he goes for it again. He's get that height. There it is. He's gaining height here. He's going to use those backflips to get up. And here we go. Oh, he went for the full full. Again, you see that smart, strategic, last minute planning just to get the score done. But I know we're going to see that Miller in finals, so I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
that.
Do you think he's gonna go for a double bounce for that one to gain some extra height?
I think he will. I think he's just getting warmed up and he's just trying to see what he's got to do. And these guys, in a way, they're proving to themselves. So he doesn't even see competitors. He sees he's the competitor to himself and he wants to know if he can do it. But I know when it comes all down to the finals, he will take the double bounce partner to get it done.
Okay.
And as a question to you, Greg, we saw him do two backflips to gain height. A backflip, it's easy for those guys. So, what do the judges think of that? Throwing in two same tricks directly after another to set up for for a difficult trick. So, what do the judges think of that?
The judges will definitely be knocking a few points off there because it shows that they needed the extra height. It means that he didn't land the skill he wanted to in the first place. So it's more of him now saying, uh oh, I got to think quick. I got to get back up to height now because it didn't go the way I wanted. So therefore, they are going to knock some points off. But the judges are still looking for that skill at the end. They're still going to give credit to the fact that he took the smart decision, didn't take the risky play, and he went to the full, got a solid landing. That will count for more points. So the judges will still like that because they're thinking about safety.
All right. 100%.
So, we now have a double bouncer team again. So,
One of our bigger double bouncers.
yeah,
He's one of
as
our oldest athletes. I think he's 21 years old. And here we go. Everyone's now rooting for him. You can hear them in the back. So let's see how this goes. Kaboom. Full down. Oh, he got a stall in there. Oh, that was a Miller. That was the first official Miller we have seen. Oh man, but he's not done. He's saying, okay, I got to go again. I can get a cleaner landing, and I think he's gonna end up going for a double out of that. So I got to see this.
as he's got a heavier bouncer, he gets more height, doesn't he?
Yeah, because they depress the bed more, therefore it becomes tighter, therefore it get more elastic, more jump. Very simple.
So let's just enjoy what we will see now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and this is why I love this. I never know what these guys are gonna do. They always surprise me. Full down. Yes, he's got it. Ah, yes. And then he gets it. Clean landing, very clean landing. I know he wanted to do that double there, but still, take the safe route. Make sure you get it done. And again, the judges there giving him props. That was a very good routine there. The first Miller we've seen successfully landed. I love it. Wayne Miller would be very proud.
He would be very proud, yeah.
Yeah, he would.
Kids under the age of 16 or 17 are throwing down Miller flips. That's insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you don't. There's no other sport out there, maybe besides skydiving, when you're jumping out of a plane, that you even do that many twists within that time frame. They're in the air for about 1.5 seconds. That to be able to get that much done in that short of time, it's insane.
That's crazy, yeah.
We definitely know what he has in petto for the finals.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We
But
know.
maybe he shows something completely different.
Well, and that's the thing. These guys have lots of stuff in store, and we don't know what they're going to do. So they are having shuffling in their head, saying, okay, well, what do I want to do? They're watching their competitors, watching their friends, and saying, okay, I don't want to do exactly what they did. And they can have the ability to switch their mind in seconds. When they see someone did what they did, they don't want to repeat them. That's the whole point of freestyle, is that you are unique. So they'll quickly switch it and then pick another skill randomly, almost randomly, to the point where they can come up with something unique on the spot.
But it's not only seeing what the others are doing, it's about what trick do I feel today, isn't it? Because in every action sport, I believe, and feeling is very important. And when you don't feel a trick, you always, not always, but you might get hurt.
Yeah.
So
You're 100% correct, Felix. These guys are making decisions split second. There you go. There's a crowd. They want him to go for it. He's having a huge smile on his face. I don't know any other sport where they're smiling during the actual competition. This is what I love here. So he's going. He's got that full and he's just adapting and having fun now. And this is just the fun part. Amazing, amazing. That is the joy of bouncing. That you know what? Sometimes people in the more traditional route they lose a little bit of that joy, and that's what these guys. We don't want them to lose it. We want them to keep having that fun to the point where it just doesn't work out. It's okay. There's always another day. Have fun and be here. It's a giant party, if anything. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the most important thing about this crew and how I think that roots in how this sport is developed because, like we talked earlier, that this sport actually originates in social media. We have Instagram, we have TikTok, and we have all these guys posting insane flips and insane skills onto these social platforms, and everybody's super stoked if one of their friends and one of their buddies puts down a new trick that is new for them, a skill that they had to like grow a pair to actually get it done. And yeah, so this community is so like the community feeling and the sense of unison is so strong in this sport, which is super inspiring. Yeah.
And you hit the nail on the head, Lou, because these guys, they will post their new learns, as they call it, on social media as soon as they get them, and they are getting that instant feedback as soon as they get it. A lot of athletes that we work with on the more traditional, even the snowboarders and that, they want to hide it. They want to wait till the competition, and they don't want to give away what they're doing. These guys don't think that way. This is a new generation of athletes, and I love what they're doing because they're not embarrassed. They're not trying to hide anything. They are open about what they're doing, and they're looking for that honest feedback from the community.
And the great thing about it is that that the feedback is always positive.
Yeah, it,
Yeah.
it really is. And even when it's not positive, it's still educational.
Yeah.
They'll say, you know what, that didn't work, try this. And they'll come together as a group, and it's almost like a little board of directors. And they say, well, how could I do that better? And they all work together. It is literally a team sport.
It's literally like the the best case scenario that you could imagine for a sport like this.
Yes,
So
it is. I love it. It's infectious, and that's why the parents come in. The parents jump. The kids are jumping. Their little brothers and sisters are jumping. They're all rooting each
oh,
other.
oh, 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 oh,
Oh,
oh, oh.
not quite the landing he wanted.
Yeah,
And you can
he
see.
didn't quite bring it around, so he had a lot of forward momentum when he
Yes.
came down in the landing.
Yep.
And those trampolines, they will not forgive you a mistake like
No,
that. So
they are not
they
forgiving.
will
Those
push
are
you.
tough.
Yeah.
Those are hard trampolines. Those are harder landing than the Olympic trampolines, which are actually quite soft.
Yeah.
You know, so but you can see the quick reaction time. He landed and he had a split second to decide: am I going to land on my head, or am I going to be able to quickly adjust my body, figure out how to land the safest way possible, so I can get up another day.
And that's not only making the decision consciously, but he has to analyze the situation first because he doesn't know, am I gonna fly forward? Am I gonna fly to the right, to the
Not
left?
until it's too
Is
late.
it gonna
Yeah.
is it gonna flip me?
Yeah.
So he has to be spontaneous. He has to analyze the situation before, and then oh, that's a
Oh.
nice move. There we go.
That's one of our girl flippers. So that is actually called a toilet bowl. And the funny part about that is that that was actually my skill that I basically created with some guys back when I was on Team Canada. So they called it the toilet bowl because it looks like when you add more twist, you swirl around. She's doing a single twist, but when you add more, it becomes really interesting. But that is tough because you to get your body to rotate that way back and forth, and there you go. And that's the crowd; they love it. That is
that's
unique.
a super unique style of rotation. So it's a completely different axis. You're on your back, but you're rotating vertically.
Yes.
So it's not a flip and it's not a twist. So it's something completely different. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what's freestyle about it. Is they're literally inventing skills as they go.
And what we've seen now, I think nearly for the first time here, she switched spinning directions while jumping. So she did the toilet bowl in the one direction and then back in the other. So that's super hard because she needs to reverse all her rotational energy.
Back
And
the other way.
that makes it unique as well. So she has shown us something we haven't seen today.
Yeah, no, that was brand new, and also from the girl flipper side, she's definitely one of the ones that people are talking about long before she even got here. Everyone knew she was going to come with something unique and different, and then she showed it. So, and just to throw it back to the traditional side a little bit as a comparison, when you do traditional trampoline in the Olympics, you will only pick one side to twist. But when we work with snowboarders, wakeboarders, skiers, they have to go front side and back side. So these guys are really a lot more freestyle than they are traditional, and you're seeing it right here.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, spinning in different direction in free skiing and maybe in freestyle trampolining as well. Is it called unnatural spinning, or because you obviously have a natural spinning
You
direction
have a good
in
side
which
and a
you're more
bad side.
comfortable?
Yeah, they'll say good side or bad side.
All right. Yeah. So we have another senior flipper, but we need to get back to this unnatural and natural side of rotation.
Here we go.
So
Let's see.
so that.
Oh,
Oh wow
oh,
wow.
yes.
Oh.
Oh, so oh, he's getting hit for the. Oh, Oh, the
Uh,
stomach. Hey!
oh!
Now that's unique. That is very cool.
So that was like 3 or 4 different axes of rotation in one
Yeah.
combo. So
Yes.
that's going to score really high.
Yes, the judges are going to love that because he landed on all different types of parts of his body, from his stomach to his back to his feet, combo, and it just kept going. When you thought it was over and what else could he do, he's like, here, I got more for you guys. That's what the judge is looking for, and that's what freestyle is all about, is surprising the audience. And
Yeah.
that's what he did right
And
there.
it's a huge show. So all these guys, they're athletes, but they're also showmen.
They are.
Yeah.
They are literally showmen. They know what they're doing. They understand how to play to a crowd, and I'm honestly, I would watch this all day.
And we literally do. We watch this all day.
We have the best
What
job.
an amazing day.
I love it. And we're top of a mountain in beautiful Austria here. We flew all the way from Texas just the other day, and this is what it's all about. Going
Yeah.
to new environments, new places, with all these crazy athletes throwing it down and just putting on an amazing show.
Yeah. And we literally got frontline seats here, so we we have the best view of these athletes, almost as good as our viewers on the live stream because they've got the entire trampoline right in the view. But let's go back to the natural and unnatural side of spin. Do the judges notice, and do they score that really high if they do both sides of the rotation?
It's a loaded question because if you go just simply back and forth, but with only a full twist, then they'll say, yes, that was unique, but it could be tougher. But if you are throwing unique combos both side back and forth and the difficulties there, then yeah, you're going to get full points, and that is what the judges are looking for. Oh, you can see that. He's now going to stomach. He's the crowd. They love it. And this is where it's just about being real with yourself and just having that fun and just being on a stage. It's not about how you perform. It's about just being a performer.
Exactly. Yeah. So these guys are showmen and they know what they're doing, and I just love how these guys are cheering their buddies on. So it's contagious. You just want to go out. You just want to go into the crowd and cheer with them. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
so stoked for these guys.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, and they're cheering on each other, and the brands are cheering on. I know Camilla from North Trampoline's a representative. Their whole team is here, and they're in the back.